What's going on, guys? And the Utah Jazz game against the Boston Celtics just ended, where they won 122 to 108, and Donovan Mitchell had 36 points. And today I'm just going to talk about, are the Jazz for real? Because they have won 16 of their last 17 games by decent margins. They're 20-5 with the best record in the league, and Donovan Mitchell looks like he is putting on a show with this team. He, in 33 minutes, is averaging 23.5 points on 5 assists and a assist-to-turnover ratio of 1.6 and a PER of 18.53, which is really good. Rudy Gobert playing his stature self as normal, averaging 13.5 rebounds. Mike Conley leading them in assists with 5.8 and leading them in steals with 1.4. And Gobert is almost averaging 3 blocks a game. And like I said earlier, they're first in the West and first in the league by a pretty decent margin. They're 20-5. The next best team in the West is 19-6. And the best team in the East is 18-7, that being the Sixers so far. And looking at their schedule, they just played Boston today. They beat them 122 to 108. They beat Indiana, Charlotte, Atlanta. They lost to Denver. That was their one loss in the last 17 games that they played. Other than that, they won 16 straight against some decent teams like Golden State, New Orleans twice. They did beat Denver, Atlanta, Indiana, Boston. Charlotte's been playing pretty well this season. But they beat LA earlier in the season. They beat Portland. They lost to Brooklyn and beat Milwaukee. So, yeah, we're just going to talk about, do I really think the Utah Jazz are for real, like real title contenders this year? And it's hard for me to say that because Donovan Mitchell, he's a great player, an awesome player, what I would like to call maybe a 4.5 star player out of 5. Like if you had to rank all the players in the league, 4.5 stars for Donovan Mitchell. He put on a show last year in the playoffs, in the bubble, against Denver. They went up 3-1 on them, but ended up losing that series. Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, and the Denver Nuggets, they went on a tear in that series. One of the best playoff series I've seen. I think I watched all 7 games of that, and it was heartbreaking to see. They came really close in Game 7, but ended up losing in that first round. And of course, we know Denver went on to play in the Western Conference Finals against the Lakers. So Donovan Mitchell, again, a 4.5 star player in my eyes, an all-star for sure this year, leading his team in scoring and having the best record. That automatically makes you an all-star. And they have great pieces around him. Jordan Clarkson has been playing amazing in his newfound role, averaging 17.5 points and second in scoring for this team. Mike Conley finally getting a full season kind of under his belt with this team, is averaging 16.5 points. Bojan Bogdanovic, Rudy Gobert, Joe Ingles, Royce O'Neal, Derek Favors, all these other players that they have on this team. This team is pretty deep, and they haven't had any injuries that I've noted so far this year. Now, Mike Conley he's day-to-day, but other than that, they haven't had any real problems going on with their season so far. They had one postponed game, so they got to play other games. I'm sure they've been in practice, so that helps them out. Now, seeing all of that going on with this team, do you really think they're for real? It's hard for me to say. I think they can make the second round and possibly make the Western Conference Finals depending on how it shapes out, seeing they might play a lesser team, not playing the Clippers or the Lakers, of course, at the top of the West. And you have other teams in the West like the Suns that are playing really well. Portland, San Antonio, Denver is 12-11 so far this season. We know that's not Denver. They're a better team than 12-11. And yeah, looking at that, I say they can definitely make a second round appearance, but them making the Western Conference Finals and the NBA Finals, beating the Lakers or the Clippers, up there, and them definitely winning an NBA Finals, that's really, really hard for me to see. I just have to see it, of course, because they lost in the first round last year. They've been to the second round a couple times. They beat OKC that one time where they had Paul George, Carmelo in his rookie year, and Russell Westbrook. So, yeah, I just have to see it to be really convinced, because the league has been quite odd this year. A lot of teams are right around 500 at the top of their conference, like Brooklyn, for instance. They're the 3 seed in the Eastern Conference, and they're still 14-12. That's the 3rd best record in the East. The Indiana Pacers are 12-12 at 500, sitting at 5th. The Toronto Raptors are under 500 in the 8th seed at 11-13. So it's hard for me just to see, because they're 20-5 so far this year, to say that they're a for real team, even though they've been playing extremely, extremely well, averaging 115 points per game. They're lighting it up on offense. I think that is top of the conference. That's top of the Western Conference too, and top of the league, honestly. So seeing right around the top of the league, with Milwaukee and Brooklyn outscoring them with 121 points a game. So calling them for real, Western Conference semifinals, and that's about where I can put them. And that's really all I have to say. If you like these videos, I make NBA content. I kind of took a break, but now I'm back. After seeing all that's going on in the league, I have to come back. So if you enjoy, like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And you know the drill. Stay safe. Stay cool. Have a good one.